welcome back to another episode of Around the Minors.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
As you can see, we have the infamous Main Street Prowlers Blind Ref with us tonight.
Around the Minor.
Yeah,
The infamous Main Street Prowlers Blind Ref. And this is why we call him the distractor. But anyways, guys.
I paid a visit because of my bad call during
The Carolina
game.
For everyone that doesn't know, please introduce yourself to the.
I'm the blind ref. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. So
I just come and don't do nothing.
yeah,
And the usual question: what did you see this weekend?
nothing.
And are you gonna pay respect for what you didn't see?
Nope.
And are you gonna be back next weekend?
Probably.
Are you gonna, since you're on this show now, are you gonna pick and choose between the leagues now?
Nope.
Just whatever you go fall into, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a kind of an interesting.
Because technically, right now we're on the FPHL segment anyway. So I'm from the FPHL. So here I am.
I mean, that makes sense because the Prowlers are in the FPHL. So with that though,
Excuse me.
we got the burps coming out of Rob. So,
I'm good.
are you sure?
Yep. If you want, Daddy, you can hit me with the head.
So, I want to explain why we have him on this weekend. I know a lot of people don't watch the FPHL coming from the higher leagues, but there was quite a controversial call this weekend. I'll have the video up soon here. Coming from the Carolina versus Columbus game. What are your thoughts on that call? Just go get your props already if you're going to do that.
What?
But yeah.
You know, my opinion. Yeah, I'm blind, but I'm not that blind.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I seen the video before we started.
I'm gonna say that call was worse than the call on the no hitter on
The Tigers?
The Tigers. Yeah, that was yeah.
And
Tigers.
Yep.
I love how you show us, but not the camera.
Tigers.
But if anyone is interested in finding out, though, it was like round 13 of Carolina versus Columbus in the shootout, and it should have been a clear goal, should have been a clear win for Carolina, though, and it ends up being called off for a goalie touch, which is that didn't happen.
Got team wrong, Chris.
Yeah, you said Carolina.
It was Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus should have had the win. Thank you, guys.
Lumpert.
Yes.
Oh.
But either way, Carolina should have won. Columbus should have won. Columbus should have won. I'm sorry, guys. And they were rightfully screwed over.
I can see that.
That's why us blind refs show up.
With that being said, though, I will have that up in here just 1 second. I'm almost done here. And I'm sorry, guys. They take us... What? What, Rob?
I was trying to say something out loud.
I'm not even going to mention that one. I'm not going to comment. But yeah, let's get that on.
We're going to play the full motion and the slow motion.
And you do have to credit Matthew Turgeon with the link that I am sharing right now, though, too. He's the one that shared it to the Minor Pro.
Here we go, guys. Oh, get moving.
And with that, and I'm also at that point slowing it down to 0.25 if anybody wants to. So that should have been a clear goal.
And flag.
And as you can see, playing more on. Well, eventually, especially, they'll have everyone come on the ice. Even their mascots come on the ice.
Yeah.
And it's like the game's done.
And then the refs call it off.
MJ Graham was the first one to lead the ice, and now it's going to have to bring it back down.
And this is still, at this point, it's still a half minute in the game. They haven't said anything. It's literally going crazy at this point. And as you can see, there's one mascot from Columbus, and there's about to be the second one coming on here in a second.
And there's the ref.
Yep, and that's almost a minute after the goal was scored. They decide to actually tell everyone to,
Get back down.
yeah. And
But I will say another thing I noticed on this part here, after I didn't realize until you pointed out, mascot and everything came out. Technically, that would have been a penalty too.
yeah, and with all the new rules, which are not being enforced, by the way.
Right, it's a stupid rule.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, this new rule is you cannot do your celebration until the other team leaves the ice. Mm-hmm. You know, and I do believe it's a stupid rule. It's, you know, because normally as soon as the game's over, you start your celebration.
And with that though, that's completely barbaric. And this is another thing that went down in the FPHL as well. This whole chaos. I don't know if this is a full video that it has, but it's the Watertown versus Binghamton game, the same night.
Yeah.
I don't believe this is a full video.
I don't think it is.
I mean, I think it came up with, and I do credit with I know I saw it somewhere. But as you can see right here, this is what we were talking about as well before the show. They were messing with the fans at that point. This was after the whole line brawl and Justin Coachman coming out of the box. And that's why he got an extra 3 games. After just playing 2 games out of the season, he's already been suspended 6.
Right.
But this brawl all started with that fight that I originally had up in Binghamton versus Watertown. And everyone was on the ice. I believe I counted up to 10 people at one point for each team on the ice. So I'm surprised that not more was called. But what can you say? That's with that being said, though, let's get
To
and FPHL though.
yeah.
So going over the scores, though, is there anything that we need to comment on before we go over the scores of FPHL?
No, I'm good.
So we actually had a Wednesday night game, which is kind of weird in the FPHL. But Danbury hosted the Watertown Wolves, ended up winning 4-3, which is the only team they played besides Port Huron this year. They played 4 games against Port Huron, 1 against Watertown, and it's a good thing that they were able to win those games because I think they're starting to struggle now. Struggle ball's hard. Because now they coming onto the Friday night, they ended up winning 6-5, with coming within inches of losing to Port Huron.
Yeah.
And Friday again, Binghamton beat Delaware in Delaware 7-6, and that makes me happy. Though Delaware is picking up their pace, they're picking up and they're getting the stuff that they need to make a legitimate team. Camera A. Columbus, though, Carolina, Friday night, that was kind of a calm game, 3-1. So it should have been a back-to-back sweep for them, but what can you say? Watertown ended up beating Binghamton 7-4, and I think that's half the reason why stuff went down that night. 7-4, high-scoring game, and especially in front of a hectic crowd like Binghamton is. They will support the few games they've held. Binghamton will support their team to the death. No matter what league they are in, I've seen that they will support them no matter what. Even though they prefer to be up in the AHL, they are true fans. It's true testament to what fans need to do for their team no matter what league they are in. But Port Huron pulled off a win, though, 4-3 against Danbury. And then I want to... This game, though, Carolina versus Columbus, had already gone past 1 a.m. And I was wrong. It went into 12 rounds. And with Carolina pulling off a 4-3 win with a little bit of a help in the shootout. So that's kind of...
What time did it end at? 1 a.m.?
What?
What time did it end at? 1 a.m.?
After 1 a.m., yeah.
Holy cow. Hey, that's not as bad as the one during that snowstorm. Remember, Dan?
Yeah, we had some pretty long games.
So,
Really long games.
yeah. With that, though, we are going over to the SPHL. Any comments about the
You
SPHL?
didn't talk about the standings for...
Oh, yeah, I didn't talk about that. So, what's wrong with me, guys? With that, though, still sitting in first, so Danbury with a record of 3-1 and 1 overtime win. Watertown is in second with a record of 4-2. Binghamton is in third with a record of 4-2. Moving up a spot is Port Huron with a record of 2-2, 1-1. Moving down is Carolina with a record of 2-3, 1-0. Columbus sitting in sixth with a record of 1-1, 0-2. And Delaware have yet to get a single point sitting at 0-5. But they have seen progress, and
We got a comment.
that's what's wrong with me, Kelly.
Were we going to give Kevin's prediction real quick, too?
Yes, we are. So,
Okay, let me see here.
and this is for the Port Huron versus Binghamton game.
Yes, for Friday night. He says for Friday night, Port Huron's going to win in OT 5-4. And thank you, Kevin, for your comment.
Technically, you can't see the code name.
You can.
Oh, okay.
If you can see the code name, use the code. Comment in the stream, in the comment box. With that, though, I do want to comment as well. 10% is until November 21st. 10% off all our merch. Use Comic Con. Go to MainStreetBlueWater.com for all our merch. And with that being said, please buy it up. It is good quality stuff out there. Going into the SPHL though, talking about another shootout, Knoxville losing to Huntsville 6-5 in the shootout.
Screen.
Well, you know what? I'm not perfect. I am.
And I'm the blind one.
I never said it wasn't though, did I? I mean, that's why I wear the glasses, right?
Plus, I wasn't even paying attention, so can't blame this.
Can't blame the distractor. And then going into Friday night, though, there was no games on Thursday. Vermilion County Bobcats losing to the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs 6-3. Knoxville Ice Bears knocking off the Evansville Thunderbolts 4-1. And then the Pensacola Ice Flyers losing to Huntsville Havoc 5-2. Peoria Rivermen losing to the Quad City Storm. And another hectic battle, another fan-filled, hateful game, 4-3. And then Fayetteville knocking off Binghamton Bulls 6-2. And then going into Saturday's games, Vermilion County kept it actually kind of reasonable for them this once, losing only 3-1 against the Rail Yard Dogs. So good for them.
Only?
Yeah, they've been blown out these past few weeks, so that's to only have a 3-1 game for them.
Yeah.
There's some magic going on behind the scenes right there. But then again, when you have their coach, right?
Yeah.
Knoxville Ice Bears going for the manslaughter though against the Macon Mayhem 9-0. And then I'll come back to the Macon situation later. Fayetteville losing to Binghamton Bulls 8-5. Huntsville Havoc beating the Pensacola Ice Flyers 4-2. And then the Evansville Thunderbolts losing to the Quad City Storm 4-1. And rounding up the weekend on Sunday, Binghamton Bulls lost to the Evansville Thunderbolts 2-1 in overtime. And Fayetteville beating the Macon Mayhem 3-1. But the reason why I want to come back to Macon, though, is because it's been spreading rumors, and it's been brought to our attention, especially by the SPHL fans group, is to not spread the rumors if you don't have a reliable source.
Right.
And I do want to make that comment too, is that we did say that on our show, but we also stated our source, and we're not confirming whether it's true or not.
Because we don't know yet. You know.
Yeah.
And again, as I always say, for the love of hockey, I don't want to see any team fail. I don't.
Exactly.
I would rather, I'd rather see them stay in the league that they're at. Things happen if they happen, but for love of hockey, I don't like seeing that.
Exactly, especially with Macon having a long history down there.
Yes.
They have had a beautiful history, especially with the SPHL. Because I know I believe they were part of the EHL when that was that was an actual thing. And the EHL is different from the ECHL because the EHL was just called the Eastern Hockey League. For people that don't know that are just coming in. And that was like a 70s thing.
Right.
So,
yeah, because you got to look at, we're going through the same thing here in our league, not teams, losing teams right at the last minute. Not knowing what's going on.
Exactly.
And we don't want to see that for any league. It's hockey.
Exactly. And with that being said, though, we will get to the SPHL standings after this commercial break. Remember, 10 10% off all our merch until November 21st, which is the day after Comic-Con. Use the code Comic-Con on MainStreetBlueWater.com. We do have some nice stuff coming up, and then I know we'll be adding some stuff later tonight as well. So during this break, go to MainStreetBlueWater.com to check the website out. Check out all the shows that we have, as well as Yes Go Storm. We will answer that later. But MainStreetBlueWater.com. And with that, we'll be back right after this commercial break.
Hey guys, it's Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers. Back to you from behind the scenes. I'm with Mitz today, and Mitz and I are here to give you guys some examples of things the guys would like on the bus trip. Mitz, do you think the guys would like granola bars? What about fruit and vegetables? Okay, not vegetables, but how about fruit? Cases of water? What about some Powerade and Gatorade? Well, there you have it. Some true facts of what Mitz thinks our boys should have on the road trips. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Well, not really. I got the beat. Oh, Elite Wrestling tomorrow, guys. If you're on wrestling. I can't believe I let myself get. Oh, I thought that one was good.
Hey there, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
You might remember One Love Weekly used to be called One News Weekly. Well, that was season 1, and now we're coming into season 2. We've changed up the format, and we're bringing the news to you in a more personal issue. We're going to give you more real-life situations to react to these news stories, and how you can love thy neighbor more. And I'm excited to bring on my co-host and correspondent, Kelly.
That's me. Hey, wherever you're listening to, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever platform suits your fancy, just make sure that you give us a subscribe and a follow and a share and whatever else you want to do. Make sure that you tell your friends about us.
And I hope you enjoy for the future episodes.
Hey, this is James Woolman here from Great Lakes Gaming. Are you looking for an excuse to get out of the house? Well, if so, we're your excuse. We have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering games all week long. We run leagues, and we're also open 7 days a week. Every Thursday, we are running disc golf leagues at Highland Woods Middle School from 5 to 7, all through the spring and summer. Recently, we have become part of the WPN network of Wizards of the Coast. We're going to be starting trivia on Tuesdays, and we run a Super Smash tournament the first Saturday of every month. So that should be plenty of reasons for you to get out of the house.
And we're back, guys. Ghost Storm, yes, they are doing really well this season, and They are kicking Peoria's butt, so good for you guys. And then Glenn, if you're still here, Adirondack, I know the situation. They don't get the best attendance, but with the Glen Falls Arena, though, that's the AHL has always loved that arena. If you notice, as soon as an AHL team leaves, they put one almost immediately back in there, and that's just because of the Glen Falls Arena. They kind of it's a perfect space for traveling from the northeast down to the south, especially if you're going to like Texas and all that. And that's the perfect stopping point for a night's rest and a game. So I don't believe Adirondack will be lost from the SPHL. And again, this is a rumor as well. I don't think the AHL will move away from that market at all, especially with the current owners of the Adirondack as well. Adirondack is ECHL now. I forgot about the whole Pacific Coast switch, but either way, I don't believe they will go down to as far down as SPHL. So they get their attendance, they get the revenue enough to keep up the standards of being in the NHL contracts. And that's, at least that's from my perspective. Again, that's perspective and not actual truth, because I know a lot of people have their own opinions about Adirondack. Some have said going as low as FPHL as well. And that's, again, rumors. SPHL, though, moving on to that, their standings. Huntsville has yet to find a competitor this year. Going 11-0 this year.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Quad City Storm going 8-1-0-1. Knoxville Ice Bears 7-2-1 and third. Fayetteville has 7-3, and fifth Evansville Thunderbirds 7-4, and sixth is Pensacola Ice Flyers 4-4-1, and seventh is Roanoke Aurelia Ducks 2-1-3. Birmingham Bulls 2-5-4. And Peoria Rivermen 3-3-0. Macon Mayhem 0-7-0-1. And then Vermilion County Bobcats 0-8. But I believe here soon that we're in for a shakeup in the SPHL though. I don't know what you guys think, but I believe we're in for a shakeup in the SPHL soon.
Yeah, other than Huntsville.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to dominate throughout the most of the season. Especially with how they've been playing.
Yeah. Is this the one I like the rabbit name? Or is that
That's the ECHL. Which we're about to get to right now.
Yes.
There you go.
Any good videos for this last week?
That reminds me, I need to check.
Check what?
Your mama?
I do like the ghost logo one. Oh,
Yeah, that's
another comment.
Hi, Angel.
Oh, one of my buddies. Hi, Angel.
With that being said, though, we do have
Save of the week. South Carolina Stingrays. That was a nice goal. Oh, looks like that's military night. They actually do have a Buccaneers. Pleasure.
And those were beautiful saves, beautiful goals. And I have to say though, Fort Wayne got kind of screwed in the standings on that one. I believe Fort Wayne should have gotten the number one save of that week. That was a beautiful save.
Yeah, it was.
That was
was
outstanding.
nice.
But that's what one of the things though is Fort Wayne, especially going in the early days, going into the UHL as well. Fort Wayne has always been known for picking up hot goalies, picking up great defensemen. So that's one of the reasons why they have won a lot of championships.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people can solve their defense's mind. But with that being said, though, going into the scores from this weekend, Jacksonville lost to Orlando on Tuesday. The Indy Fuel lost to Cincinnati 3-2. In the shootout, Kansas City Mavericks beat the Wichita Thunder 2-0. Norfolk beat Reading 4-3 in overtime. Orlando beat Florida 3-2 on Wednesday. On Wednesday, too, Kalamazoo beat Cincinnati 4-2. Wednesday, Idaho beat Rapid City 4-1. Going into Thursday, Rob's favorite team, Greenville Swamp Rabbits, 3-1 beat Jacksonville Ice Men. And the Newfoundland Growlers beat the Worcester Railers 3-2 in the shootout. Going into Friday, Reading Royals beat the Norfolk Admirals 5-2. Adirondack beat Utah 5-4. Jacksonville beat Orlando 3-1. Atlanta beat South Carolina 4-2. Florida beat Greenville 4-0. And then another high-scoring game going into Friday, 8-7 win for Trios Leos Lions in overtime against the Maine Mariners. And then Wheeling Nailers beat Toledo Walleye 3-2. Fort Wayne Comets beating Cincinnati 3-1. Iowa Heartlanders beat Indy Fuel 5-3. The Tulsa Oilers beating the Kansas City Mavericks 3-1. Also on Friday, Wichita Thunder beating the Allen Americans 6-2. Rapid City Rush beating the Idaho Steelheads 4-2. Going into Saturday, Worcester Railers beating the Newfoundland Growlers 5-2. Orlando Solar Bears losing to the South Carolina Stingrays 4-2. Reading Royals beat Norfolk Admirals 4-0. Utah Grizzlies beating the Adirondack Thunder 4-1. Kalamazoo Wings beating the Indy Fuel 7-2. So sorry, guys. Florida beating Greenville 5-4. Cincinnati beating Wheeling 5-4. Fort Wayne beating Toledo 3-0. Kansas City beating Allen 7-4. Idaho beating Rapid City Rush 3-0. Going into Sunday, Newfoundland beat the Worcester Railers 5-3. 3-2 Adirondack win over Utah. Maine Mariners beat the Trios Rivers Lions 4-3. Atlanta Gladiators beating Florida Everblades 3-2. Orlando Solar Bears beating the South Carolina Stingrays 6-3. Kalamazoo beating the Iowa Heartlanders in overtime 3-2. Fort Wayne losing to Wheeling 5-4 in overtime. And Wichita beating Allen 2-1. Toledo beating Indy 7-4. And the rare Monday game, Greenville beating Atlanta 5-2. And we do have a couple of final scores from today as well. Maine Mariners beating the Jacksonville Icemen today 3-1, with Tulsa also beating Kansas City 3-1 today. I know we bore you. You don't have to be so vocal about it though, distractor.
Yeah, start sniffling, coughing, blowing your nose.
You know what, Kelly? Going to the standings though, in the North Division. In first is the Newfoundland Growlers 8-2, and second is the Reddington Royals 5-1, 2-1. Third, Maine Mariners 4-3-1. Adirondack Thunder in fourth with a record of 4-4-1. In fifth is the Trios Rivers Lions 3-5-0. And Worcester Railers bring up the rear in the north at sixth, 2-5-0-1. In the South Division, Florida Everblades is in first with a record of 6-3-1-1. She's buddy elfing us. Then second is Norfolk Admirals 6-4. And third is Orlando Solar Bears 5-4-1. And fourth is Atlanta Gladiators 5-2. And fifth is South Carolina Stingrays 5-3. And Jacksonville is in sixth with a record of 3-5-1-1. And in seventh is Rob's favorite, Greenville Swamp Rabbits, 3-6. Your Swamp Rabbits need to pick up the pace.
Yeah, no, pick up speed.
I don't want you to make that noise ever again.
You're acting like a rabbit.
A little bit too much like a rabbit, I'll say that much. Fort Wayne Comets is in first and central though, 6-1-1. And second is the Toledo Walleye 6-4. And third is Cincinnati 6-4. And fourth is Kalamazoo 5-3. Wheeling fifth is 5-4. And sixth is Iowa Heartlanders 2-6-2. And in seventh is the Indy Fuel 2-6-0-1. And in the Mountain Division. Yeah, Rob. You need to answer the question now.
I don't know.
A swamp rabbit.
Yeah, swamp rabbit. Hello, Mr. G.
Oh, my God. What are your friends again?
Yep.
It's nice to have...
Angel said hi too.
Yep, I seen that.
So we're sorry about him. He's not normally this bad. Well, I'd be lying if I actually said that, so I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that's a lie.
But hey, at least we have the comedy, though, right?
Yep.
Well, and first in the Mountain Division, though, is Utah Grizzlies 7-4.
Hip hop rabbit with bell.
All right.
Hop Rabbit or Buzz Rabbit?
All right, let's get back.
And second is Tulsa Oilers 6-2. And third is Idaho Steelheads at 6-5. Fourth is Kansas City Mavericks at 5-5. And fifth is the Wichita Thunder is a 4-5. And 6 is the Rapid City Rush with a record of 3-5-1. And 7th is the Allen Americans 2-5-2. And it is amazing when you can hear people laughing at jokes then they make on the stream. And that's, I don't know if you heard that, but Kelly was laughing at her own jokes. And it was amazing because we love it when we can actually get Rob going with his shenanigans. It was like 2 years ago, for the people that are new to the show and new to the...
I got the entire Taco Bell crew waved at us.
And that is why...
Oh,
That is an expensive TV. If you break it...
You buy it.
But no, that is why we now have an award specifically dedicated just for him. And that's one of the things is...
Hey, Rob, bicycle.
That would have been funny. It was great. But yeah, with that being said though, we will have more stuff up on our website soon here. We will be getting the AHL after the break though. So stick around with us while we announce the AHL right after the break.
with that,
How
my bad.
you doing, Rob?
Oh, I thought we went off.
But no, Main Street Prowlers, MainStreetBlueWater.com. Use Comic-Con in your carts when you're buying. That's for everything over $25 and over. It gets you 10% off until November 21st. And we will be adding more discount codes in the future as well. With that being said, though, any more comments before we actually head to this minute? This break in a minute.
I was gonna say we jumped viewers too.
Yeah, we did. So, with that being said, though, we will talk about viewers. Though we will have one of our lifelong viewers coming on soon. We just don't ask them. Should we actually ask them right now?
Go ahead.
Kevin, if you're still watching this, please, we want you to actually come on one of the episodes because you've been near and dear to us as well as support your own Prowlers. So we will get in contact with you soon, but we are asking you right now, please come on Main Street Prowlers for us. But with that being said, though, might as well just go to an early break.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys right after these this commercial break.
Hey guys, it's Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers. Back to you from behind the scenes. I'm with Mitz today, and Mitz and I are here to give you guys some examples of things the guys would like on the bus trip. Mitz, do you think the guys would like granola bars? What about fruit and vegetables? Okay, not vegetables, but how about fruit? Cases of water? What about some Powerade and Gatorade? Well, there you have it. Some true facts of what Mitz thinks our boys should have on the road trips. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Well, not really. I got the beat. Oh, Elite Wrestling tomorrow, guys. If you're on wrestling. I can't believe I let myself get. Oh, I thought that one was good.
Hey there, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
You might remember One Love Weekly used to be called One News Weekly. Well, that was season 1, and now we're coming into season 2. We've changed up the format, and we're bringing the news to you in a more personal issue. We're going to give you more real-life situations to react to these news stories and how you can love thy neighbor more. And I'm excited to bring on my co-host and correspondent, Kelly.
That's me. Hey, wherever you're listening to, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever platform suits your fancy, just make sure that you give us a subscribe and a follow and a share and whatever else you want to do. Make sure that you tell your friends about us.
And I hope you enjoy for the future episodes.
Hey, this is James Woolman here from Great Lakes Gaming. Are you looking for an excuse to get out of the house? Well, if so, we're your excuse. We have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering games all week long. We run leagues, and we're also open 7 days a week. Every Thursday, we are running disc golf leagues at Hollywood Middle School from 5 to 7, all through the spring and summer. Recently, we have become part of the WPN network of Wizards of the Coast. We're going to be starting trivia on Tuesdays, and we run a Super Smash tournament the first Saturday of every month. So that should be plenty of reasons for you to get out of the house.
And we are back.
Sweet mother.
What about Sweet? As he stays silent.
I think the date's wrong.
Just a little bit. You distractor. So we are now moving on to the AHL. The last league that we will have tonight.
I want to end the show with that video I sent you from the NHL.
We got a video.
I know we normally
show.
wouldn't talk about the NHL, but that was a
True. You sent it to my messenger, right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Wednesday night, Lee Valley Phantoms beat the Hershey Bears 4-1 in Hershey. Bridgeport Islanders beat the Syracuse Crunch 3-1 in Syracuse. The Springfield Thunderbirds beat the Providence Bruins in Providence 4-1. The Rochester Americans beat the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins 5-1. The Bellevue Senators lost to the Laval Rocket. The Manitoba Moose beat the Milwaukee Admirals 4-3 in overtime. Iowa Wild in overtime beat the Rockford Ice Hogs 4-3. Another overtime, Stockton Heat beat the Bakersfield Condors 5-4 in overtime. And the Henderson Silver Knights beat the San Diego Gulls 6-3. Lost to the Gulls 3-6. And then going on to Thursday night, Syracuse Crunch, the only game, losing to the Utica Comets 3-1. Friday night, though, Manitoba Moose were shut out by the Grand Rapids Griffins. The Bridgeport Islanders lost to the Laval Rocket in overtime 5-4. The Lee Valley Phantoms lost to the Providence Bruins 6-3. Cleveland Monsters beat the Rochester Americans 4-3. The Hartford Wolfpack beat the Springfield Thunderbirds 6-4. Charlotte Checkers beat the lost to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins 2-1. Chicago Wolves beat the Rockford Ice Hogs 4-1. Colorado Eagles in the shootout beat Texas Stars 2-1. Ontario Reign lost to the Tuscan Roadrunners 8-4. Another big game, San Jose Barracuda lose to the Abbotsford Canucks 7-1. Bakersfield Condors beat the San Diego Gulls 2-1 in overtime. And the Henderson Silver Knights lost to the Stockton Heat in shootout 2-3. Going into Saturday night's game, Utica Comets beat the Laval Rockets 5-3. Cleveland Monsters were shut out by the Rochester Americans 4-0. The Charlotte Checkers shut out Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins 4-0. It was a bad weekend to be a Penguins fan.
Yeah.
Bridgeport Islanders beat the Bellevue Senators 3-2. The Bellevue Senators beat the Islanders, 3-2. The Manitoba Moose beat the Griffins 6-4, 6-2. Why am I getting these wrong? Milwaukee Admirals lost. They lost 5-0 against the Iowa Wild. And then Hershey Bears beat the Syracuse Crunch in shootout 5-4. Springfield Thunderbirds beat the Lee Valley Phantoms 2-1 in overtime. The Hartford Wolfpack beat the Providence Bruins 2-1 in overtime. Toronto Marlies beat the Chicago Wolves 5-1. Colorado Eagles lost to the Texas Stars in the shootout 4-3. The Henderson Silver Knights beat the Stockton Heat in overtime 4-3. Ontario Reign beat the Tucson Roadrunners 6-3. And the Bakersfield Condors beat the San Diego Gulls 4-2. And going into Sunday night's games, the Utica Comets beat the Bellevue Senators 4-1.
I know what you're trying to show me.
Toronto Marlies beat the Chicago Wolves 2-1 in overtime.
Let me take a quick break, guys.
Mike Tyson claims to have died after taking toad venom.
What?
No, we're fine. Stay live.
Yeah.
So, sorry, good sports person, boxer. No,
That's kind of...
condolences to the family and all that.
That's kind of... Hits home, though, too.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
No, that was needed. The Milwaukee Admirals lost to the Iowa Wild 4-3. Charlotte Checkers beat the Hershey Bears 5-2. The San Jose Barracuda beat the Abbotsford Canucks 3-2 in the shootout. And that was it. I do not believe there was any games on Monday, but I'm checking right now. Yeah, there was no games on Monday. With that being said, though, the standings. Of course, as my computer wants to just load. And yes, lifelong, Kelly. Lifelong. So, standings for the AHL, though. And the Atlantic Division. In first with is the Springfield Thunderbirds with a record of 9-2-2. In second is the Hartford Wolfpack, 9-3-1. In third, Hershey Bears, 6-4-2-1. And fourth is Charlotte Checkers, 6-5-1. And fifth is Providence Bruins, 5-4-2-1. And sixth is the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins with a record of 5-4-2-1. No, 6-6-1. Sorry. Bridgeport Islanders, 5-6-1 and 2, and with a record in the 7th, and Lee Valley Phantoms in 8th with a record of 3-7-3. In the North Division, Utica is another undefeated team at 10-0. Rochester Americans in 2nd in the North Division, 7-4. Toronto Marley 7-4 as well in 3rd. Cleveland Monsters in 4th with a record of 5-3-1. And 3, Laval Rocket in 5th with a record of 6-6-1. Syracuse Crunch with a record of 5-5-1-1. And in 7th is Bellevue Senators with a record of 5-8-0. And in the Central, Chicago Wolves leading at 7-3-1. And 2nd is Iowa Wild, 7-3-1 as well. And 3rd is the Manitoba Moose, 7-5-1. And 4th is Grand Rapids Griffins with a record of 5-5-0-1. And 5th is Texas Stars with a record of 5-6-0-1. And 6th is Rockford Ice Hogs with a record of 3-6-1. And Milwaukee Admirals with a record of 3-7-1. In the Pacific Division is leading is the Stockton Heat with a record of 9-0-2. And this is kind of interesting. At 2nd, Ontario Reign 10-1-0-1. And even though Ontario Reign has more points than Stockton Heat, Stockton Heat has a better win percentage. So that's why the Stockton Heat are listed in 1st for that division. And 3rd, Bakersfield Condors with a record of 6-4-1-1. And Henderson Silver Knights in 4th with a record of 6-4-1-1. And I know I saw the comment, 5, San Jose Barracuda. Thank you, by the way. With a record of 4-4-1. And 6 is the Botsford Canucks, is a 4-4-2-1. And 7th, Colorado Eagles with a record of 5-6-0-2. And 8th is Tuscan Roadrunners with a record of 4-5-1-0. And in 9th is San Diego Gulls with a record of 3-6-1. And yeah, it's glad that he actually didn't die then.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so they
And,
revived him.
yeah.
looks like.
already been all over the news and social media.
Right.
I just looked up the thing on Facebook.
And going to the
I'm auditioning influencers to promote Depression Stick online.
What is it?
Oh, Oppression Stick?
By depression and
this is not the video that we want.
other influencers have.
I don't care.
Free advertisement.
Okay.
And you're watching every shit out there. They're on the puck. They're keeping the puck in the zone. They're working down while they're supporting the defenseman. They're making some really good defensive plays. And back to the Adelaide Chiefs. Sammy G is there. Servicing closing out where he's best for the dot. And in the corner, Kiefer Sherwood took a hit. A penalty is coming up on the Vancouver Canucks. That was a hit. It's a high stick. And Fluid's trying to pretend like as he turns, he doesn't see Sherwood. Now watch the play. Watch the stick. The Putin right there. There's the hit by Sherwood. Now watch the stick. He comes, he sees, and he comes right across. Oh my goodness gracious. Right across the side of the head. And he, well, momentum.
Avalanche are doing pretty good this year, though.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what kind of suspension or anything that should be done on that?
It's kind of a hard one to really tell. Because for one, they have to prove intent.
Yeah, but if you look at it,
Yeah.
to me, there's the intent right there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Shane?
I would give a 5-minute major game as top conduct and probably 3-game suspension.
But with that too is it's they also have to go through the Players Association as well.
Right.
So that's another issue right there is they have to get the suspension really approved as well. So.
Match means he's done, right?
Yeah, he's done for the night.
Yep.
You know,
Which means he's subject
to a suspension.
Yep. It's an automatic renewal at that point.
Yeah.
what was his name?
Which I wouldn't be surprised if if the suspension hasn't already been posted.
Right.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it was 4 days ago, so
2, 5, and a 10.
right.
So he's mainly in there through the whole game.
Tucker Pullman suspended 2 games.
2
for
games.
high stick.
Yeah. So that seems about right.
So I was pretty close with
Yeah.
3.
And in my opinion, that the reason why I say definitely, in my opinion, to warrant a suspension, anything to the head or whatever, you know,
Do that.
you're looking at causing injury that's going to put somebody out permanently. You know, and I don't believe in that. I don't want people injured. You know, there's times where you take a penalty, you know, for your team, but anything that's going to possibly put a player out permanently, that's not called for. It's
Well, my main thing in that video is what the refs actually did. They actually went to Toronto
yeah, and let them,
and they had them look at the camera slow mo
Yeah.
to see if there was intent. And you
Intent.
could definitely tell in slow mo
Yeah.
there was intent.
Right.
So they got the call right.
yeah, because it just like even during our games that we watch at the arena, you know, at full speed you don't see everything. You don't see it. So yeah, we may be up there booing because we think it should have been called a certain way, and you know, we're not down there on the ice. You know, you don't always see the whole thing, like you said, unless you can get that slow motion to slow it down to see it.
And that's exactly why we slow-moed the earlier
Yeah, for the
video as
goal.
well.
You know, they just, you know, now that situation we were able to do it. You know, to show, hey, to me it looked like he lifted the puck up over the goalie. I didn't see anywhere where the goalie touched the puck. You know, I understand under the rule if in a shootout if the puck is touched at all, it's no goal. But I didn't see where it got touched.
Right.
But with that, I guess it's a good night.
Yeah.
See you guys next
We'll see you next week.
Don't have too much fun. Don't let me die.
Oh, excuse me.
Peace.
I'll be back with new set of eyes.